Because if ever there was a time when nothing existed, nothing could possibly exist now. You have to have something that is self-existent, something that is, that has the power of being within himself. Again, where Bertrand Russell fell down and John Stuart Mill was, they lost the game in terms of definition. They said, if everything has to have a cause, then God has a cause, and so we don't settle anything. No, no, no. The law of causality does not say that everything has to have a cause. It says that every effect has to have a cause, and it's tautological. That is, that principle is true by definition. An effect, by definition, is something created by a cause. And a cause, by definition, is something that produces an effect. And so all you have to do, cosmologically, is to find something that's uncaused. And if you can't find something that's uncaused, you can't find the scientific explanation for anything. The only alternative, well, there are two alternatives. One are that the glasses are eternal. Or they're self-created, which I've already shown how that's impossible. Or ultimately, they're created by something that is uncaused. Those are the only options. You can look at all the different sophisticated arguments, you can boil them all down to those three. And if anything exists now, what Aquinas was getting at is something exists necessarily. And what we mean by necessary existence, and I'm going to try to wrap this up quickly, is that that existence is necessary in two ways, both ontologically and logically. Ontological necessary existence means, ontology is the study of being. And for an ontological necessary being to be, it is a being who has the power of being within himself that depends on nothing outside of himself, or itself, if you will, at this point. Nothing prior to it, nothing coming from it, upon which it depends. But it is altogether self-existent. The power of its being is within itself. That's a necessary being who ontologically is, and that being cannot not be. Its being is eternal and necessary. It doesn't derive from anything else. It suffers no contingency or mutation. It is what it is eternally and necessarily by virtue of its own being. That's why I said, why is God? Why not? Because the one who is eternal, self-existent being cannot not be. Don't you see that? That's the ontological necessity. The logic necessity is this, which I've been trying to show you in the last few minutes, that if anything exists now, then logic demands somewhere, somehow, there is a ontologically necessary being. Otherwise, nothing could be. Without a self-existent eternal being, all you would have is nothing. Pure nothingness. And what is nothing? Nothing. I can't even say what nothing is, because nothing is not. Nothing is the absolute absence of being. But if there's anything, if there's something, there has to be a necessary being who is eternal. And really what that comes down to is this. If there is such a thing as a now, there must be eternity. Because without eternity, temporality is utterly impossible. But since there is a now, there is an eternity. You know, when we started Table Talk magazine 35 or so years ago, I was asked to write a byline in every issue. And I chose, consciously, a title for my article. I'm not going to test you to see if you know it, but some of you will. For 35 years, I've been writing an article under the title, Right Now Counts Forever. You see, the culture that Harvey Cox described can only say to you, right now counts for right now. And if all right now counts for is right now, then it doesn't count at all, because right now is already gone. It's gone. Right now counts forever because there is a forever. And because there's a forever, everything that we do, everything that we experience, every pain that we endure, every tear that we shed is significant forever and ever and ever.
Please subscribe and hit the notification bell for more truth and to spread the light of Jesus Christ.